So how much does custom software really cost? Well, that really depends on the scope and complexity of what you're trying to build. So a small internal tool or just a little workflow automation, it might start in the low five figures, even below $10,000. However, while more complex web platforms or mobile apps, they can range from 50,000 to more than 200,000. It depends on the features, the integrations, and the design requirements that you have for us. At HonorTech, we start by learning what problem you're solving, and then we map out the minimal viable version, or the MVP, so that you only pay for what brings value right away. And from there, we can give you a clear or fixed, phased estimate before any commitment. Another thing to consider is the team that works on your product. So at HonorTech, we use both offshore developers, or I should say nearshore, um, and those developers are senior English and Spanish speaking developers that we've worked with for a long time, that we have trust. And when we use those developers, we still manage the project from here in the United States, and we provide our guarantee and our support locally based here. But we don't only use those developers. If your requirements include a significant amount of security or government integration, it might be that you need to pay for American developers. And we do have those at HonorTech. You just have to know that there's a higher price tag associated with that. The hourly rate is about double for what we must charge in order to still turn a small profit. And we're very transparent about everything. So, with that in mind, it's just a decision that you have to make when you decide to get custom software, and then that will help us develop the quote. Quotes are free, there's no charge for that. But what is the true cost of custom software? You have to consider how long it takes to build, and then we can times that by our hourly rate and give you a number. And then what does it cost to host? Because 90%, if not 100% of everything these days, all has something hosted in the cloud. If you want a Windows app or a batch process that runs on your own cloud or your own server, absolutely fine. But the majority of everything that people ask for has something hosted in the cloud, and so we need to compute that hosting cost as well. We usually stick to the big clouds, so Google, AWS, or Azure, but there are other choices, and we can go through those with you. And the monthly cost of that is so specific that it's not really worth me giving you a list right here, because it could be that you're looking for just a basic website which has fixed hosting cost, or it could be that there is something that scales as you get more customers depending on the type of app that you design, right? You know, there's database cost, there's network egress, ingress, there's all sorts of things where there is a charge. So that is an additional fee, and we don't typically charge more than what these things cost. We just transfer the cost of the hosting onto you, along with the charge for the amount of time it takes us to set these things up and manage them. There will be an ongoing maintenance fee, or we will suggest it to you because it means that you get to keep us in your pocket for things that happen down the road, and make sure that we have a good relationship going forward, that we can really be there to support you and ensure the success of your project. But this is just a fraction of the total cost to build the app. Um, so hopefully this helps you. One other thing too to consider is whether your app needs to reside in the government cloud at AWS or Azure, or if it can reside in a commercial cloud, because that sometimes can affect the price or what services are available. Well, thank you for your time. Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you soon.